right. So we'll start off in a seated position. I'm going to grab a blanket and fold it so that I can sit on the edge of it. You can sit on the edge of a bolster or a cushion. Your legs crossed in easy pose. Arms resting on your legs. And notice the natural position that your arms rest in. And maybe you stay in that position, or if you're feeling the need to be a little bit more grounded today, then bring your hands face down. If you're feeling a little bit more just down and you need energy, then put your palms face up. So you can go down or up or whatever you naturally did. But go ahead and close your eyes or stare down the bridge of your nose, or maybe find a focal point out in front of you and start to tune into your physical body. And scan your physical body from your toes up through the crown of your head. And as you're scanning, can you scan with gratitude for the parts of you that feel really good? But also, can you give gratitude for the parts of you that maybe don't? Knowing that there's a story behind the discomfort, the pain, the tension. And with a big breath in through the nose and out, just kind of let that all wash away. So inhale and exhale. Scan your headspace now, thinking about what you're thinking about. My practice this week has been to notice what's on a repeat in my mind. So what's on an endless loop? So what's on a repeat in your head today? What has been on a repeat? Can you observe it without judgment, but simply notice? What have you tend to be thinking about on a constant basis? And with that in mind, let this next breath again symbolize washing it away, letting it go for this next hour or so. So together, breathe in through your nose and exhale out. And then finally, let's scan our heart space. What are you feeling emotionally this morning? Can you give yourself space and time to feel? Our feminine energy is reflected in our emotions by feeling really in touch with our emotions. So maybe your emotions are all over the place, and so you're seeing a lot of feminine energy right now. Or maybe you're having some more masculine energy, which would be to suppress your emotions, to harden the heart space and put those walls up. So in order to bring yourself back into balance, can you just give yourself space to feel without having to fix or change or justify or explain what you're feeling? So with that in mind, let's take one more collective breath. Inhale in and exhale out. Switch your legs, bringing the other shin in front. And start to roll your head down to your chin. And as you do that, you can rock your neck side to side, slowly massaging your neck by this mindful movement and your breath. I'm feeling some tension in my neck as well. Take it really gentle and slow. And bring it back to center. Turn your chin over to the right, pulling up through the crown of your head. And take your left arm and reach it back and at an angle. Then from here, bring your nose down to your armpit. Staying with your breath, not necessarily needing to tap into a specific pranayama, but just breathing naturally. Inhale, and exhale, release. Bring your nose back up, and bring it back to center. Before going to the other side, take a moment and notice the subtlety on each side. And then look the other way. So looking to your left now, pull through the crown of the head, and then slowly lower the nose down. Take your right arm back, and it's reaching back down at an angle. Again, stay with your breath. Take another inhale. Exhale, release your hand, lift your nose, and bring it back to center. Sweep your arms up to the sky, and let's start to do some organic movements with our arms. You might try reaching up like you're climbing up a rope with just the upper body. So a lot of the neck tension is going to come from the platform of your shoulders. So we'll get into our shoulders today and really try to find that neutral position with our shoulders. Reach. And start to do some lateral bends. Any side works. Just move with your breath, inhaling up and exhaling to the side. So go slower, as quick as your body needs. But as you're doing that, move your head with you. So look up. And as you continue to move the upper body, see if you can root down and ground through the lower body. More. And come up to center. Inhale, and as you exhale, rotate over towards your right. Bring your right arm down and send the left arm across like you're reaching for somebody, like you're reaching for something in the cabinet. Breathing in, look down, and then breathing out. And start to flex and extend your neck, looking in and looking out. The pinky scooping under, the thumb is up. More. And then take it back to center, release your arms. Take a moment here again. And then inhale, arms up. Twist over to the opposite side. Release your hand and then reach with your right arm. Reach out, thumb up, pinky scoops in. And again, you're grounding and rooting down through your sit bones. And then start to move your neck dynamically with your breath. Out breath, and then an in breath. And as you're doing this movement with your neck, pretend there's a string and it's being pulled through the crown of your head. Couple more. Last breath in, and come back to center. Nice. Take your legs and bring them out in front of you. Wiggle them out. Roll the ankles around. Bend your knees so that the heels are on the ground and you're going to pull your toes in. So knees are bent. Inhale, sweep your arms up And as you exhale, come over your thighs. Your belly touches your thighs. Inhale, come up. And exhale, roll over your thighs. Again, the legs are generously bent. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. One more. And exhale, hold. So stay right here. Your hands can grab onto the back of your legs. And for some of us, we're just going to focus on shoulders rounding, letting the head hang, spine naturally curving. Some of you want to get a little bit more into your hamstrings. You can start to straighten the legs, but be careful to hinge from the hip crease versus folding from the waist. So I straightened out a little bit, but my knees are still bent a lot. That way I'm protecting my lower back, and I'm really focusing on this upper shoulder stretch. Tuck your chin in more than you normally would, and as you do that, pull through the crown of your head. So you're getting that full range of flexion. Take another breath in, and exhale, slowly come up. Come all the way up, bring the legs in, cross them, and let's come onto our fours. So one of the issues is that we have what they call capital extension with our neck. So it's kind of like a turtle head. So our shoulders are constantly like this, and then our head is protracted forward, and then we look up. So what we really want to do is elongate through the neck and draw the shoulders back into place. So come onto your knees and on your shins before we come into tabletop. And see if you can find a really upright position with the shoulders over the hips. And take your hands to your heart space and really press the heart space back so that you're not so much really pressing the heart out, but you're hollowing it in so that you can feel the shoulder blades kind of spread a little bit. And then when you get there, then take the shoulders back and bring the scapula down. Draw the chin in and pull through the crown of the head. You should feel a different sensation here in your breastbone when you do that. So it's not always doing this. This isn't just fix everything, but instead we're trying to get our shoulders back into neutral. So hollow the heart space, shoulders draw back and in. When you do that, you can feel your core engage a little bit. Pull the back of the head up and reach with the crown. See if you can find this alignment a lot today in everything that we do. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, bring them back down. Can you keep that alignment? Inhale, arms up. And exhale, bring down. So I can feel my core working more. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, bring it down. Slowly roll forward. And it doesn't mean you can't come out of that alignment, but just trying to go back to it as much as possible. Let's move through your cat's breath. Finding extension and flexion in not only your neck, but your whole spine. And do anything that feels good. Roll the shoulders around, roll the hips around. And then bring it back to center. Take your right leg and extend it back. Stretch out through your calf, pressing through your heel. Take a breath. Notice if you're overarching through your lower back and letting the belly splay. Start to draw the ribs in. Send the sacrum back towards your heels and then start to lift your right leg up. Take your left hand and maybe you check to see if your pelvis is level. See if you can square everything back down. Then start to bend your knee, reaching your heel up towards the ceiling. Shift your weight so that it's evenly distributed in your right hand and your left leg. Left toes tuck under for stability. Start to take that left arm and reach it back for your foot. If you have a strap or a belt, you can put it around your foot if it's not accessible to grab your foot. And then push your foot into your hand. And when you're doing that, notice if your leg is splaying out to the side, can you bring it all back in towards your midline? And then now let's check in with our head. So just like we're viewing our thoughts, what is on repeat in our head space, what's on repeat in your body? So can you draw the back of your head up towards the ceiling and pull through the crown so that you're finding as much axial elongation as possible. Take another breath. And as you exhale, gently release. Breathing in and then breathe out. Push back into your child's pose and bring your arms to your sides. Let your head totally hang and the shoulders droop. Notice your breath. Body's requiring more oxygen right now, so take nice, juicy breaths in now. On your next breath in, come to tabletop. And let's go to the other side. So kick the left leg back, press through your heel, and then start to find an activation in your lower abs by drawing the pubic bone up towards your belly button. From that space, when you start to lift your leg, you should feel the left hamstrings active and the left lower glutes. Breathing here. Check your alignment again. Everything's squared and neutral. And then when you feel like you have a solid foundation, start to bend your left knee, reaching your heel up towards the ceiling. And then start to swing your right arm back. Use a strap if you need to grab your foot. Instead of pulling your foot in towards your booty, I want you to pull your shin towards the back of the mat. Spiral the left inner thigh up towards the ceiling. Send the tailbone back. How's your breath? Take one more here, reaching through the crown, finding that elongation in your neck. And exhale slowly with control, release, and bring it back to center. Tuck the toes under, and this time come up into your first down dog. Pedal the legs out. Shake your head yes and no, and then end on a yes. And on your next inhale, start to roll forward into your high plank. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way. And let's lower our knees to the ground. Before coming down, I want you to send your tailbone back, drawing the lower abs in. Hug the elbows in, lower down for your first chaturanga. Come all the way down to the floor and come into Sphinx pose. Bring your elbows right under the shoulder heads. Let your head totally hang. Zip your thighs together, pressing through the tops of the toes. Really send the sacrum under. Letting your head hang, chin to chest. Pull through the back of your head. Pull through the back. So you're staring at your mat and you're working really hard here. Breathing, keep pulling through the back of the head. Keep staring down at your mat. We're gonna start to do some spinal roll-ups in our Sphinx. So start to hollow out your heart like we did earlier. As you hollow your heart, your ribs start to come up. Start to draw the ribs up, the lower back up, the hips up. Breathing, and then exhale, release. Look forward and up. Okay, so breathe in. You're in your Sphinx pose. You're relaxed, you're looking forward. And then let's add a lot more effort. Start to draw your gaze down towards your mat. Pull through the back of the head. As you're pressing your toes in and kissing the thighs, start to hollow the heart. Start to round through the ribs, round through the belly, lifting the hips, breathing, rounding, and then exhale, let it go. forward and up. We'll do this more throughout our practice, so let's do it one more time. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, chin to chest, but you're pulling through the back of your head. Hollow the heart, round, one vertebrae at a time. It's like you're coming into cat, drawing navel in, pushing, pressing, and then exhale, release. Bring your hands right back by your chest. Tuck the toes, keep the knees grounded. Press up, modified plank. Tuck the toes, lift up, down dog. Let's go ahead and pedal ourselves all the way up to our mat, the top of it. And come into a deep forward fold with your knees bent. In your ragdoll, do what feels good. Touch the mat. Maybe you're outside today. You're touching the ground. And interlace your fingers behind you. And reach the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Bend into your left knee and start to rotate over to the right side. Knuckles go to the left. Again, a lot of the neck tension happens to be rooted in the shoulders. Shoulders have a lot to do with what's going on with your pecs. Take another breath. And exhale, come back to center and release. Take a moment, notice the tingling, the heat, the change, the openness. Inhale, halfway lift. Interlace your fingers the awkward way, so put the other thumb in front. Elbows micro bend, then straighten. Bend into the right knee this time, look over to the left, knuckles go to the right. How's your breath? Take another inhale. Exhale, bring it back to center and release. When you're in your fold, I want you to notice the position of your head. My tendency is to keep looking forward and to keep an extension. So I have to tell myself to look at my knees. Let my head hang, look at my knees. Let that full flexion happen. On your next inhale, breathe in, halfway lift, look forward. As you exhale, roll right back down, look at your knees, maybe even try to look at your belly button. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, look at your knees, round. Inhale, halfway lift, stay here, arms to a T, press through the legs, stand all the way up. Reach up to the sky, and exhale, arms to your sides. So from your mountain pose, try to remember back to when we were sitting on our shins. Can you find that placement in the shoulders? So that's hands to our heart, hollow the heart out. Draw the shoulder blades back and down. Pull through the back of the head and up through the crown so that you feel really spacious and steady here. And take a moment and close your eyes again. So after we notice, okay, what's on repeat in our mind, and if there's any type of suffering, then what can we put on repeat in our mind to bring us into a state of joy? And so something that I've been contemplating are the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. These are the things that are worthy of us to ruminate on and to have on repeat. With so much division going on right now, this is what I have to choose to focus on. And so today in your practice, can you also choose maybe one of those words to put on a repeat in your mind? And can you do that in a way of how you look at your body? Or maybe how you are in your relationships? How we treat this earth on this beautiful Earth Day? So one more time, love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, gentleness, kindness, faithfulness, and self-control. Let's take a big breath in together. And exhale out. Sun A, big inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, take a dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step your feet back, high plank, maybe you modify to your knees. Lower down, chaturanga. We're modifying our Sun A. On your bellies, bring your arms forward. Inhale, look up. As you exhale, chin to chest, spinal roll up, hollow the heart. Draw the belly in, push away from the floor. As you breathe in, release. Exhale, hands to the ground, push away from the floor, pass through tabletop or plank, and go into your down dog. Bring the feet together, bend the knees, look forward, and exhale, walk it to the top of your mat. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rooting to rise. And exhale, hands to heart. Breathe in, sweep it up. Breathe out, take a dive. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, plant your hands, step, walk, or float it back. Go through your chaturanga and meet me on your belly. Arms come forward, Sphinx pose. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Hollow heart, hollow ribs, hollow belly. Lift the hips. And inhale, release. Exhale, bring your hands in and push back to your down dog. Bend the knees, look forward. And exhale, walk it to the top of your mat or hop. Half lift, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, take a dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Step, walk, or hop it back. Meet me on your belly. Sphinx pose. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, start with the crown, and you're just rounding. You're going into full flexion with your spine, and it's giving us the bonus of activating our core. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, push up and away. Pull up high onto the tippy toes, bend the knees, step, walk, or hop to the top of your mat. Half lift. Out breath, fold. On your in breath, rise. And hands to heart, exhale. Inhale, sit into your chair, bend the knees, arms come forward and up. Thighs are kissing, toes should float, belly's drawing in. And see if you can find that same placement of your heart space. So, because here I overarch. So I'm gonna hollow the heart, draw the shoulders back, then bring my arms up. Big breath in, and exhale, fold. Look at your knees, let yourself totally round. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step your right leg back and lower the right knee down to the ground. So normally I have us do this really long stance at their knee. I want you to actually bring your knee more in so that when you rise into your lunge, you're more upright. Shoulders over your hips and hips right over the knee. If this is too much, put blanket underneath the knee. Toes can be tucked under. From here, start to hinge yourself forward so you're hovering over your thigh. And then press your thighs back so it's like you're sticking your butt out without overarching the lower back. And then from that space, start to draw the sacrum under and then sweep your arms forward and up. So you should feel a different sensation when you take those steps. Breathe in. As you exhale, bring your hands behind your head. As you breathe in, kiss the elbows together. As you breathe out, start to take your gaze up towards the sky. Your head is resting in your hands. My body is shaking and working hard here. Inhale, come up. And exhale, plant your hands, lift your leg, and step back to the top of your mat. Take a half lift, breathe in. Fully fold and round, breathe out. Step your left leg back and lower the knee. And again, let's readjust our stance so the knee goes right under the hips. When you're ready, inhale, rise. As you exhale, hinge forward, so you're hovering. And now start to send both of your thighs back, your femurs back, to create space here in your hip joint. Then start to draw the sacrum under. Keep that position and then inhale upright, right over hips. Hips over knees. Breathe in. As you breathe out, hands behind head, interlace the other way. Inhale, kiss the elbows. Exhale, start to lean back. You should feel stretch in your quads here. Your core is working and active. And we're using axial elongation, so pull to the crown. One more breath in and out. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down. Lift the back leg and step to the top of your mat. Half lift, breathe in. Fully round, breathe out. Inhale, chair, breathe in. Exhale, rise, breathe out. Put all of your weight in your left foot and start to shift the body over to the left to hover the right off the ground, but then bring it back towards your midline. And we're gonna first just bend the right knee. And when you do that, you should feel your right hamstring really activate right now. Notice the position of your pelvis. Can you send the sacrum, the tailbone down as you start to press the thigh back? And I'm not using my hands yet to grab my foot. I'm just really working my glute and my hamstring. You guys feel that? So you're continuing to press it back. Again, shaking muscles, working hard, and balancing all at the same time. Breathe in and exhale. Lift it back forward and up. And go ahead and release. And shake it up. Let's reset, go to the other side. Shift your weight to the right, hover the left, but then bring it all back in towards your midline. Start to bend the left knee. And notice if your left thigh came out to the side, can you keep everything hugging in towards your midline? And the knee is still in line with your other knee. You're just flexing here. Draw everything back into neutral. So with your hands on your pelvis, you can encourage the pelvis to stay neutral as you start to send the leg back. Woo! Work in. Press it back. Ankles dancing to keep you balanced. Take one more breath. Exhale, bring it up and center. And let it go. And shake it out. Inhale, sit into your chair. As you exhale, take a dive and fold, really round. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, step the right leg back again. This time, I want you to hover your knee an inch off the ground and inhale, come all the way up. So again, instead of being in this really long stance, I want our stance to be shorter. Bend your right knee, it's hovering an inch off the ground. My pants are probably not showing that. But keep your hips and shoulders in line and stay nice and low here. But then come back to that hover, press the femurs back. It's almost as if you're sticking your butt out, and then draw it under. Shift your weight back. I know we're working hard. Sweep the arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, hands behind head again. Start to lean back. Lean back. You're kissing those elbows towards each other. Breathing. Working hard. One more breath in. Come up. Exhale, hands come down. Step to the top. Woo. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, fold.
Step your left leg back. Set yourself up here. Wide stance if you need support. And always, in all my classes, you do what you can do. So if you want to put your knee on the ground, that's okay. Otherwise, knees hovering an inch off the ground. Come up. Stay nice and low. This side's always harder for me because of my left hip. I'm going to do the best that I can. Start to hover forward. Send the femurs back. Femurs go back, then sacrum scoops under. Now I'm going to lean back. Woo, inhale, arms up. Exhale, interlace awkward way, lean back. We're here for 3 breaths. Are you guys working as hard as I am? Because I am. Woo, take another breath. 1 more. Inhale, come up. And exhale, hands down, step to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fully fold, look at your knees. Inhale, chair. Follow the heart. Exhale, rise. Come up, arms to your sides. Let's go back into that balancing posture. Put all of your weight into your left foot, hover the right. This time, before bending your knee, I want you to lift your femur up into your pelvis. So lift it up. Your pelvis is neutral. Start to bend the right knee. Start to kick the leg back behind you. And we're still not going for the grab. We're just lifting it as high as we can. Breathing here. Lifting, lifting. Hugging everything in towards your midline. You should feel your glute and your hands are working. 1 more big breath in. And exhale, release. And shake it out. Let's go to the right. Hover the left. Zip the femur up. Bend the knee while your knees are still together and kissing. Start to shift the thigh back. Raise the heel towards the ceiling. Spiral in that inner thigh as you lift. Working really hard. Keep lifting so that we're really relying on our legs for the lift. Pause your breath. Take 1 more. Exhale, bring it forward. And shake it out. Let's keep it moving. Inhale, sit into your chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, this time plant your hand, step, walk, or hop it back. Meet me in your Sphinx pose. Come to your belly and elbows come forward. You know what's coming. Inhale, look forward and up. Exhale, chin to chest, hollow the heart. Ribs in, belly in, tailbone in. Maybe this time you even get your thighs off the ground. You're in a forearm plank. Belly's drawing in. Option to be on your knees. If not, you're in a forearm plank with the tops of your feet on the ground. Breathe. Take another. Everybody tuck the toes under. So you're in a low forearm plank. Breathing here. Drawing belly in. Take another. And as you exhale, turn the left forearm in and start to send the heels to the left. So you're in a low forearm side plank. Option to have feet stacked in front. Option to keep the hips on the ground, if that's you today. You choose. Take a breath. Look up towards the ceiling. Pull through the crown. 1 more. And exhale, come back to center. Breathe in. As you exhale, turn the right forearm in. Send your heels to the other side. And find your forearm plank on the other side. Using your obliques to lift. Take any variation that is the most available for you today. Not what you should do, but what you can do. Take another breath. Exhale, come back to center. And come right down to your bellies. Whew. Bring your hands right back by your chest. Tuck the toes. Push up. And come into your down dog. Big breath. In and out, maybe an audible exhale. Inhale, take your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, bring it through. Spin the back heel down and find your warrior one. So option to be as wide as train tracks or to find heel to heel alignment. When you're ready, come up, Virabhadrasana 1. Take your hips and really try to square them forward. Right hip back, left hip forward. My back heel is not totally touching the ground, but I'm actively pressing it towards the ground. Come forward to that hover that we've been doing. Press your femurs back, so stick your butt out while maintaining length in your lower back. Then start to draw it under, scoop it under, and now come up. You should feel stretching in your left hip flexors and your left, more of your upper quad, not the lower fibers as much. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, take your hands behind your head again and pull back. So this time, we're pressing our head back, but now we're gonna remove our hands, trying to maintain that same sensation. Okay, so you're low in your warrior, your face is gazing up, and now start to send the arms back behind you. Your lower back is protected because you're sending the sacrum down, drawing the belly in. Another inhale. Exhale, come up and release. Frame your foot, step it back, chaturanga. Meet me on your belly. Elbows down, breathe in, look forward. Exhale, Sphinx spinal roll up, chin to chest, hollow heart ribs. Keep pressing up, maybe the thighs come up. Maybe you meet in a low forearm plank. Breathe in. Exhale, tuck the toes. Breathing in. On your exhale, walk it up to your hands. High plank. This time we're gonna all come down into a side plank with our left knee on the ground. So lower the left leg and shift your right heel down. Start to open up to the right. So you're in a modified side plank, okay? Lift up the back leg. Breathing in here. Your toes could be tucked under for stability. I'm gonna do that because my body is shaking. Bend the right knee and grab onto your foot. Pull the foot back behind you. As you're pulling your foot back, see if you can remember that sensation of femurs up and back, sacrum down. How's your breath? And what's on repeat in your body right now? What do you normally do with your head? Can you find the elongation with your crown? What's going on with your shoulders? Are you overarching in your chest? Can you hollow out your heart space a little bit? One more. Exhale, slowly release. Whew, look down, bring your hand down and your knee in. Tuck the toes under, down dog. That side is done. Big breath in. Audible exhale out. Take your left leg, reach it up. Exhale, pull it through. Find your stance, wide or narrow, you choose. Not what you should do, but what you can do. Sweep it up. Okay, so we're lining it up. We're trying to square the hip forward. Start to hover forward like we did earlier. Femurs back, sacrum under. When I do that, automatic activation of my core. Slowly start to lift up. Inhale, both arms high to the sky. Exhale, hands interlaced behind your head. Find that action of leaning back, kissing shoulders, but then see if you can leave your head hovering there using the strength of the back of your neck so that you're stretching your throat. How's your breath? Lean in a little bit more. You should have space in that neck crease. One more. And inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Pivot, step back, breathe in. You can modify your chaturanga. Meet me on your belly. Sphinx pose, arms forward. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, start to round. Spinal flexion, spinal roll up. Maybe press to the tops of your feet. Everybody breathe in. Meet in a forearm plank, tuck the toes under. Another breath. On your next out breath, walk it up to high plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower the right knee down. Toes tuck for stability or keep it down. Start to roll up to the left. Pressing in through the shin and the right hand, start to hover your left leg off of the ground. Like we did when we're standing in mountain pose, start to bend the knee so that you're using your hamstring first and your glute. Start to shift the weight back and then grab your foot. And push your shin towards the back of your mat. Press your foot into your hand. Hopefully we're all working hard together right now, staying with our breath. What's on repeat in your body? What's your tendency? Line it back up. One more breath. And exhale, slowly release. Slow down. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. And step, walk, or hop to the top of your mat. Half lift. Fold forward. Look at your knees. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, stand all the way up. Arms by your sides. So before we go into our peak pose, stand here for a moment before you grab a sip of water. Just scan your body and your breath. Think about what you're thinking about. Check in with your heart space. When my practice is physically demanding, I can find that I can stay here when I'm tuning into every action that my body should be doing. Really focusing and harnessing the mind. And so now what I want us to do is to come into our dancer pose, integrating everything that we just worked on without overly thinking about it. So coming from a place of more gentleness and kindness. Take a big breath in and exhale. All right, so I'm gonna face you. Let's, if you have a wall, you can actually lean towards the wall. You can put your hands on it as we come into balance. But I'm gonna face you and I'll try to mirror you as best as I can. So shift your weight into your left foot and start to bend the right knee, using your hamstrings and quads to lift back. Take your right hand, swim it out to the side, thumb is back so the elbow head is on the inside by the ribs. Grab your inner ankle. Your thighs are kissing. Start to push the thigh back. Push the thigh back, push the thigh back. Press your foot into your hand. Then take the opposite arm up, breathing in. And when you're ready, come into your dancer pose. And of course, your body is working hard. It's remembering everything we've just done. But can you also find this lightness about it? This really gentle and kind approach. You come out, come right back in. Breathe. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You come out, come back in. Yes, held it, held it. Pause your breath. Again, you could be using the wall to put your hand on it. You can also use a strap if you're not able to grab hand today or foot. Take one more. Ooh, slowly come up, release, release, and let it go. Shake it out. That side's done. New side. Shift your weight to the other side. Hover the foot. Femur pulls up. Bend the knee. Activate the hands. Start to shift the thighs back as your pelvis is in neutral. Grab the inner ankle. Push in. Arm up. And lean. Doesn't matter how many times you fall out, you get right back in. It doesn't matter what I'm doing or anybody else, it's you. You and your body. Perfect time to practice observing what's on repeat in your head. Can you be kind to yourself? Can you be gentle with yourself? Can you have discipline to reroute your thoughts, creating a new loop? One more. And exhale, slowly release. Whew. Release. Wiggle it out. Shake it out. We did it. I don't have my watch on today. Cool. It's about that time. Way to go. Come back to the top of your mat. Big breath. Sweep it up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. One more. Let it all go. Inhale up. And exhale, take a dive. Fold down. Look at your knees. Inhale, half lift. On your exhale, crouch and curl. And when you're coming into this crouch and curl position, I really want you to fully flex the neck. So look down, look in. Hollow out your heart space, really spread the shoulder blades. One more. And exhale, come down onto your booties. So, let's get into some yin-like stretching. Take your left leg and bring it out, and take the right leg to the side for a Janu Shirshasana. Use your hands to lift your butt up and press the sit bones back. Okay, so imagine that action that we've been doing earlier, like your femurs going back and in, and then scooping the sacrum under. Inhale, we're gonna be more at an angle versus belly button towards the big toe. So come more at an angle. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, come forward. Breathe in, look forward, and then exhale, walk your hands over towards the folded thigh. Breathe in, and then exhale, come down. Chin to chest. Slowly look forward and up. Walk your hands in. You're still facing your thigh. See if you can walk your hands even more over so it's like a twist. Keep your right hand planted and reach up with the left arm. Stretching it out, looking up. Breathe here. Keep actively pressing through the right hand. Can you create a little bit more space in your left waist? Take another, and then exhale, come back and around. Whew. Open up the other way. So your arm is resting on the extended leg. The other arm is scooping up. From here, now create more space in the right waist, lifting the waist away from the right thigh. Press the thigh down. And if you need to, you can take your hand and actually press the thigh down. You can take the opposite hand. I like to do that too. Press that thigh down and reach. That feels super yummy. One more. Come on up. Take your extended leg and you're gonna bend your knee and bring it back. So it's kind of like, I believe cheerleaders sat this way. I wasn't a cheerleader, but I think this is how they sat. So your foot's on the inside of the thigh. Your back foot, I'm going to turn this way so you can see, is untucked. So the top of your foot is on the ground. Keep your torso in line with the left quad. So start to walk your hands back. And this might be enough for you today. Send the sacrum and tailbone under. Some of you might come down to your elbows, or you might even come all the way down onto your back. So we're in a half hero's pose, and our quad is in line with the side body. So stretching up your left quad. So no matter what variation you're in, you're still getting the benefits of it. Remember the process. Process is the prize. Stay with your breath. You're super flexible. You need to add the element of strength. So I want you to spin the inner thigh down to the ground. Push through the shin onto the ground. Otherwise, it might not be feeling like very much. So if you're feeling tight and you're on the other end of the spectrum, you need to let go and surrender a little bit more into it. One more. If you're on your back, with care, come onto your elbows, from elbows to hands. Then take your leg out. Both legs are out. We're back in that bent knee Paschimottanasana. So legs are bent, toes are in. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, fold over your thighs. Let yourself totally round here. Option to straighten the legs, especially if they're feeling a lot more depth, as long as you continue to hinge from the hip crease. What's going on with your neck? Can you add a little bit of retraction, axil elongation? So chin in, pull through the crown. One more. Exhale, roll up. Let's do the other side. So this time, your right leg is out and the left knee is bent. And you're more at an angle. We're gonna inhale our arms up. Exhale, fold down. Breathe in, look up. And exhale, walk over towards your bent knee. Breathe in and exhale, come over your leg. And release. And make this pose be something that you need. So I tend to overly prop and overly do things in my practice. So I'm letting my toe just hang, and I'm letting myself just come into more of a surrender in this specific posture. The approach doesn't always have to be the same. On your next breath, walk it up. Rotate a little bit more towards the left. Keep your left hand planted. Send the right arm up and go for the reach. You're really reaching up and over. Next time you reach for something in your kitchen cabinet, you might think of this pose. Try to add the same elements. Breathe, round. Take another breath. And as you exhale, your hands fall and you go all the way back towards your right leg and rotate up. Arm is resting. Left arm up and over. Looking up is going to really be good for the neck, but if that's too much, look down. But choose something. So just let your head be limp here. I'm going to go for that right arm on my thigh to press it away as I stretch up and over. Take another breath in. And exhale. Come up. Whew, that feels good. Take your back leg, bend it. Line it up. So I'm going to rotate back towards trying that. So the top of your foot is down, plantar flexion. When you're ready, sacrum comes under so that you're protecting the lower back. Lean back, come to your elbows, or go all the way down. So my right knee, I hurt my meniscus years ago trying to do a pose that I shouldn't have been doing. And yeah, so I'm gonna stay right here on my elbows. Remember, each side is different. Find where you are on that spectrum if you need to surrender and soften a little bit more, or if you need to add a little bit more intention and action and strength, effort. The two qualities of your practice. Another breath in, out. You're on your back. Carefully come up to your elbows, from elbows to hands. And then everybody reach your leg out. Shake it out. And let's go all the way down to your back. Feet onto the floor and wiggle your knees side to side. So I'm going to do one more quad stretch, which is one of my favorites. It requires you to have a little bit of a lift, but if you don't, that's okay. So you could grab a block, a bolster, or even a blanket. From this bridge-like position, lift your booty and put the block or bolster or pillow underneath your sacrum. Start to walk the left foot in, grabbing your ankle even, and it's going for that same hero-like position. Start to send the left knee down towards the right big toe. Now, what I want you to focus on, because sometimes this causes congestion in your hip crease, and then it doesn't really benefit you. So the same thing that we were doing all practice is, can you send your femur bone back and then do that scooping under. So when I send my femur back, sticking my butt out a little bit, there's some space here. Now I'm going to draw it under. I can maintain the space as I get the stretch. And if that's too much for you, you're like, I don't get what you're saying, that's okay too. Just do the best that you can. And breathe. If you want a little bit more, you can take the opposite leg out and let that other side just passively hang out. One more. And exhale, untuck. Bring your foot out. Both legs are back in neutral. Just take a moment here. Walk the right foot in. Grab onto your foot. Untuck the toes. Send your knee down at an angle. Add that element of thigh bone back. Sit bones under. Relax. Maybe the left leg extends. Take a breath in, Exhale, slowly release. Bring it in. Lift the booty and remove the block from underneath you. Just take a moment here in constructive rest. We're going to switch gears and go back to our neck before we come into our full Shavasana. I'm grabbing my strap. And I know that not everybody has a strap at home, so I'm going to give you a few options. Option one, if you happen to have blocks, you can go into your supported fish pose. One block under the head, one block under the shoulder blades. When you come here, we're doing the retraction of our head, so slight tuck of the chin and pulling through the crown of the head. So this is going to help with the shoulder platform and also the neck so that you can reset yourself. That's what you can kind of think of it as. So that's option one. Option two, if you don't have blocks, is to lay on your back, and you're still going to do the same action. Chin tightly in or slightly in, press through the back of the head and up through the crown. And you're just going to lay here, but with your breath, you're going to inhale, extend, and press into the ground, and then exhale and relax. Breathing in, and then exhale and relax. Doesn't look like you're doing much, but you are. Final and third option, if you have a strap. I did mention a belt or a scarf earlier, but that really wouldn't be safe, so don't do it, please. If you do have a strap, you're going to make a big loop with it. Put it behind your head so that it's supporting your head fully. When you lay back, you're going to bend your knee, right knee, and put your right foot into the strap. And you adjust the strap, so sometimes it's depending on your head shape, it's above the ears, below. Either way, my head is fully supported by the strap. There's no way my head is going to slip out. And I'm letting my leg do the work as I let the head hang in this basket. You bring your leg out to the right, get into your sternocleidomastoid and scalenes. So again, there's options for everybody, doing what you can with what you have. Staying with your breath. If you did use a strap, you can put both legs in and then switch. You can even bend the knee, and the more you bend the knee and bring the foot up, stretching the back of my neck and head. Again, you can go out to the side, letting your head totally hang. So my upper body's not doing anything. If you have the strap, bring both feet in, last time. Breathe in. And exhale, gently release your head. Release the strap. If you're on blocks, come off of your blocks and lay down. We were doing the active inhale and exhale. Lay down. Find your Shavasana. Big breath in. Bigger breath out. Just a few minutes here. Being totally still. Noticing the tendencies, the repeat of what you normally want to do at this point of class. I used to want to just get up and go, things to do, but can you be here? Really ruminate on love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, gentleness, kindness, faithfulness, and self-control.
And so you are in the comfort of your home. If you'd like to rest in your Shavasana longer, please take as much time as you need. Otherwise, you can start to wiggle your fingers and toes, rolling the wrists and ankles, and stretching out your limbs, really reaching, stretching out. And then as you exhale, hug the knees in and roll to a fetal position. And from the fetal position, use your hands to press up into your comfortable, easy seat. Joining me with your hands at heart center, but this time hands overlap, and then encourage your heart to kind of hollow out a little bit, shoulders back. Shift your weight back, and then draw the nose towards your hands so that you're kind of looking inward. That's so much out of our control out there. There's one thing we can control, and that is how we think. We can harness our mind and choose what we want to have on repeat. So may we all continue to really be more in our spirit and recognize the fruit of the spirit. And let that be the driving force for our actions and how we treat ourselves and treat other people. And ultimately how we're treating this earth. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, for being here. The student in me honors the student in you. Namaste.